What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? We are here this evening for a special panel. You know, every once in a while, I like to have these conversations on what it is that I'm watching. And so I want to invite a few friends to have a good conversation with me. And so I have, y'all know I had to have my Abby. My Abby is here. Abby not no guest. She just here. She not a guest.
I did all of this makeup not to be a guest. Wow. Okay.
You would have done the makeup anyway. That's what you do. Okay, exactly. But I do have two special guests with me, and they have joined me in the past, and they are here to have a conversation with me tonight. So I want to introduce. We have Epic Onyx with us this evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
With us.
Hey.
And I have dropped the link to. They also have a show on YouTube. They come on every Wednesday night from 8 till whenever they get done talking. But it's usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And they do pop culture. They also discuss RuPaul, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight. They do RuPaul. They do the looks. They do the challenges. They do the attitudes. So I wanted to have them on here because they definitely are up on what is going on with season 13. You said formal introductions. Well, because I have guests tonight. I don't introduce Abby. I have guests. I have to be formal tonight. But please, you guys, I have dropped their link in the chat, and my mod is here. She's gonna drop their link as well periodically, so you guys can definitely go over and subscribe to their YouTube channel and go check them out. They talk some good stuff. They talk a little bit of everything: politics, celebrity news, pop culture, just what I happen to come across in my day. And of course, like I said, they talk RuPaul. And then of course we have, and we can do this later, but a final season of Polls coming. That's been announced, and you guys do want to talk about Polls as well. So we will definitely, maybe we'll come back later and talk about that at the end of the season and series finale. And I'll just say this about Polls. It's bittersweet, but I kind of saw it coming, because where do you go at this point? Like,
okay, I agree with you. Listen, I agree with you. It is bittersweet. They were only supposed to go maybe an additional season after this one. Because he knew what the timeline was going to be, Ryan Murphy. Right. And I think that with this pandemic, it threw everything off.
It did. Yeah.
And I just hope that with this closure, that they give us everything that we need.
I agree.
I just hope
they're going to hurt our feelings and kill half the cast. Just go on and get your mind and heart prepared for it now. They don't kill half of
it. Minds are clear.
Yes. And that's what I meant by where do you go? Because I mean, you started off by giving two of the main characters, well, HIV that now is AIDS, that they now both have AIDS at this point. And during that time period, it doesn't mean everybody died, but of course we've gone through all of that. So statistically, one of them got to go, maybe both. So that's what I mean by where do we go? And honestly, and I know this is not even a show we was going to talk about, but honestly, the way they ended last season, I would have been okay. I honestly okay. You had Blanca winning Mother of the Year. You had all of her kids gone off to doing bigger and better things. You see her sort of starting her new house. You know, we got Billy Porter's characters in love. Like, I kind of would have been okay. I would have been hurt because I like the show, but I kind of would have been okay. And then, but anyway, let's get to what we came here to talk about. So with RuPaul, we have season 13. Now, listen, I have dubbed this the season that will not end, because I feel like in any other season where we are now, we would already be in top 4. We've had 3 weeks where nobody got eliminated. Then we had the double save.
So it was unnecessary and
totally unnecessary.
Right. So I feel like this is the season that will not end. So let me just go through a couple of let's go through a couple of the queens and just kind of see where that takes us up. I first want to start with the legend Tamisha Iman. All right, let's clap it up. Clap it up. I personally feel like she should have waited another year and let her body completely heal. I understand the reason for coming. I understand all of that, but I really wish she had waited, especially when I found out she was on the she had the bag. I was like the coloscopy thing because you know I want to keep saying colonoscopy, and I know that ain't right. And I'm like, you just weren't ready. But anyone who knows anything knows the legend that she is. And I feel like I just feel like we were sold. We didn't get all that we could get.
Right. So I mean, she was supposed to be cast in either season 11 or 12, I think it was.
I think it was
12. That's 12. It was 12. Okay. And so I mean, I'm okay with it. I do wish that we could have seen more from her, but again, you know, having like followed her a little bit as far as like the drag circuit or whatever and pageants, I mean, she's amazing. And I mean, I'm just glad that she just made it on the show. And to be quite honest, the way things seem to have been going for her, I'm sure she probably said, let me go on in the show right here, right now, because I don't know what's going to go on. And so let me take this opportunity. And I'm not even mad at her, but you know, I do wish we could have seen more of the legend that is Tamisha.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. Now, knowing what we know about RuPaul and how they like to do things, is it more likely that we will see her come back in season 14 and they give her another shot, or All Stars? What do you guys think?
Come back in All Stars I think she'll come back in All Stars.
I'm agreeing with you, Abby. I think All Stars, because I think she's built up a lot of support. So I think All Stars, anything.
The only people that come back for a following season is when you get eliminated very, very early and you did terribly. So you look at Shangela, and then you look at Vanjie. They did absolutely terribly the first time that they were on the show. So it was almost like a reset.
Yeah. Right. So, but RuPaul saw something in them and was like, wait a minute, let me give this person another chance.
Yeah.
So
little baby, I know what a colonoscopy is. I was saying that I knew I was saying it wrong. I know what it is. I've had one. I know what they are.
Okay.
Moving on. You know, little baby be trying me. She be trying. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. LaLa Ri. How we feel about LaLa Ri?
I personally
was in love with her.
Yeah, I love LaLa Ri. Go ahead, Dwayne.
No, I was in love with LaLa Ri. I wanted to see her go further in the competition. I thought she was very good at painting her face, and you know, she had all of the chops, I think, to go all the way. And you know, sometimes you just come up on that challenge that just trips you up. So I think she did good, and I think she'll do fine. I think it's unfortunate now because the girls that I've liked in the past seasons, when they haven't, you know, performed or when they've got eliminated, you can always say, okay, girl, well, your booking fee has just gone up. But, you know, until we get back out of this, we can't say that. So I hope that they will still keep themselves in the public eye and, you know, do things like that. So
that's the one thing I did about last season. Those queens just got robbed. They just got robbed of all the money that they were supposed to be making this last year.
Also, her name is LaLa Ri, not LaLa Ri. Can y'all stop calling her that? That's rude.
They're calling her
LaLa Ri. I'm talking to the people in chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I should have prefaced that. Her name is LaLa Ri. R.I.
You didn't mean to be rude.
Well, listen, if we can talk about colonoscopies, we can by accident call her LaLa Ri. Okay. But we already know her name.
I've just seen it. I've seen it several times. It aggravates my spirit. I'm sorry.
We got it.
I feel like she was robbed because she should have been in the top in that disco challenge. She should not have been in the bottom. But, you know, that's just me and my feelings about how that went down. I don't think she should have went down. And I think she beat two-toned, what's the child name? Elliot with the T's. And the
So wait a minute. So you talking about her performance in the disco piece or her final look or what? Like I'm
talking about her performance in the disco piece. I don't think she was in the bottom. I don't think she should have been in the bottom at all. Now, if her look dragged her down to the bottom, say that. But I think she performed way better than some other people. And some other people, I didn't like they situations that they wore at all.
Well, so here's the thing. The thing with Lala Ray is she's a professional. And when the lights come on, she performs. And so that I absolutely love about her. So regardless, we saw her, she came out there with them little nasty paper bags on, and that was falling off. She was a professional when she hit that stage. She was about to perform.
That's true, but I feel like those plastic bags, she could have done so much more with it.
It was terrible.
I'll be honest with you, as much as I liked Lala Ree, if she had gone home that challenge, I was fine with it because you knew better. You knew better.
She did. She did
knew better, but even in paper bags falling off, she was better than who she was performing against. Like, you were performing against a broad who had an outfit that was falling apart and you couldn't get it together enough to, oh, daughter, it was time for you to go home.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who it was. That's how bad they were.
It's always funny to me. It's like when we get down to the finale, you know, when they have the finale and they're on stage, they start bringing back, you know, the eliminated queens. And like for like the first 3 or 4 people, like, oh yeah, you were on the show, weren't you?
Right. I forgot all
right.
that.
That's why I'm trying to get rid. That's why I'm trying to talk about some of the people that went home, and then because honestly, who else went home? Now I can't remember who else went home. Well,
because if they're not black, we really don't give a.
Right. Don't do that.
What's her name? The Asian girl from Chicago.
Kamora Hall, who took 10 hours to put her makeup on because she has to hide from her boyfriend in a storage closet. Some fucking
right.
Go home. We praying for her deliverance. That's what we.
And Joey J.
Joey J.
Joey J. said he was a filler queen, and he was correct. Next.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Now if we can just send
no wig wearing ass man. What the hell? Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
All right. If we could just give her the Candy Muse, we'll be good.
Okay. Now, okay. Thank you. Let's just go right on into Candy Muse. So I see how Dominion feels. I pretty much feel the same way.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm trying not to dislike her for the wrong reasons, because I've seen a lot of very rude comments about her size and some other stuff and her lisp and stuff. And those aren't the reasons I don't like. I just don't think her style.
We don't like your personality. Good. We don't like who you are as a person. Let's be honest.
Right.
It ain't about your size.
Right. People can rarely keep their criticism on that level. So you always gotta be a fat bitch with a lisp.
Right.
You know, she can't just be arrogant, which is enough to get you sent home. I mean, you could be arrogant, but the thing is that she's arrogant and she doesn't have the skills to back up the arrogance. Because you could say you're the shit, but if you could back it up, then I mean, there you are.
So I am not a fan of Candy Muse because I think for me it becomes a level of taste.
Right. And she was the main one talk about Joey J's level of taste. I was like, how dare you?
Yeah, like you're critiquing people, and I'm like, girl, what is this that you have on? Like, I still say the worst outfit for me for her was that painted outfit with the dress. Like that was a hard.
That was like, terrible. And she was it was just wrong. Diana's black dress. I was like, it absolutely is not.
But it was just what it was just wrong. That's what it was. And then you did this. What was this?
It looked like she got dipped in oil and then was rising up out of an oil.
Yeah, that was horrible. And who told her to do that? Like that was hard. Like I can honestly say that I think there's only maybe 2 looks, maybe 2, and we're in week 9 or 10 at this point. That I can say, oh, I was here for that with Candy Muse, and that's a problem.
I have 2. I had the hat on.
So
that's the one with the hat and the sparkly shit all over her.
And then her first outfit, which was too big for her, but I like the outfit.
I don't even remember what her first outfit was.
It was that denim.
Yeah, Epic did not care for the hat, but you know, if you follow my Instagram, you know I love a jaunty hat.
Yeah.
So listen, I'll give you that. Her hat, and the way she wore her hat was amazing. It's the other shit underneath the hat.
I appreciate
had a problem
the
with
shoe, the strap, the shoe that she had on. I thought was gorgeous. I love the shoe that she had on. It was.
I am
you didn't get that part out.
whore. I am a shoe whore, and I will tell you in a heartbeat. The first thing I notice about men and women is I will look at their shoes. And a woman with a badass shoe on, and it's a heel, and it's a thigh high, something to wrap around your ankle, which I think is some sexy shit. You will get all the compliments in the world from me. But I didn't even pay attention to her shoes. I couldn't pay attention to the rest of the motherfucking Mardi Gras beads that were broken up and hanging off of her. And I was like, here's the taste level for me, and that's me, and it's the taste level. It wasn't about, and I know somebody's gonna probably say, "Oh, well, that's the size issue." No. I said nothing about size, not at all.
Nope,
it's the taste level because those beads were just not doing it for me.
It's her taste level.
It was not given what she said it's supposed to have gave
at all. Purr it.
So simply, now we're talking about taste levels. Someone who I also think has a horrible taste level is Tina Burner. Some of her outfits are hit or miss for me.
I really want her to take orange, red, and yellow out of her color wheel because she's overusing
it. It does. She has like a very sort of
pasty,
redhead, sort of flushed kind of face and complexion. So that red and yellow does not look good against her skin tone.
When she wore that black wig, when she had that black wig on, I was like, okay, bitch, I see where you're trying to go, like, and I might get on the train.
But I like that houndstooth outfit she had on.
The houndstooth was best outfit.
That was
everything.
That was me.
And the red was appropriate with the houndstooth. It was like a deep. It wasn't like no fire bright red. It was like a deep red.
Keeps giving me Ronald McDonald playing dress up. Well, I mean, what is it giving?
It is exactly just like Ronald McDonald to me. It is not
all the bullets.
So, but here's my thing with Tina Burner. The thing that for me that gets her over is that she's a very polished queen.
Yes,
she's been doing this for so long, and you can tell even in the stuff that we may not like. You're not going to put
together.
You're not going to have any issues of whether it fits well, whether it's coordinated, whether it just looks good on stage. Those are, as a minimum, she's like, this thing's going to be tailored. I've spent some coin on it, the way it looks on me. I spent some coin on the fabrics, and it's going to look good. It may not be our first choice, but the whore is going to be put together. And even last week, with the challenge where she wore the fascinating fascinators, I didn't particularly care for her fascinator, but baby, her look, even down to her blue ribbon purse, I thought it was flawless. Like it just worked for her.
Let me see.
Y'all know my feelings about fascinators.
Listen,
you don't like them?
No, I love a fascinator. I love a fascinator. Again, if you follow my Instagram, you will see my love of fascinators. But some of them girls just had on hats. They were not fascinators.
And you can find him on Instagram on Dominion Onyx. You can find him.
It's at Dom Onyx.
At Dom Onyx. I'm sorry, at Dom Onyx. So you can go on and find him. But yes.
And so I mean. Some of the things were like we and even on our show, on the BGK8 show, we were talking about that, about the fascinators, and I was kind of like, well, I mean, I kind of saw where they were going with it, but again, it is not my lane, and I get it, but I was still like, it looks okay. Like I thought it was okay. Like we were talking about whether they were fascinators or not, and we talked about Olivia, and it was like, not a fascinator.
That felt like a headpiece.
Exactly.
It wasn't exactly like when I think fascinator, I think like a little tiny, maybe something.
Right. It has to sit off to the side.
Right.
And it has to be. It has to fascinate. It has to be interesting.
Listen, I'm Kojic.
If it's just sitting, right. If it's just gonna sit on your head like this. That's a crown. Right. If it's just like this, it's a crown off to the side. But if you got a little piece like this, that's a fascinator.
Because that's on Gina. She knows what a fascinator is.
Exactly.
No.
Listen. Epic does not like a bald-headed queen.
I cannot stand a bald-headed drag queen. I cannot stand. Listen, that does not.
I don't like the flat chest one. I don't like flat chest.
So there's just certain things. Listen, there's just certain things I'm just never gonna be like give applause to. What I will say is I will look at the face beat because Lala Ree was a beat. She beat that face into submission, and she was on that stage with no hair, and I was like, "Girl, I'm having a problem with you in this no wig, this bald headed." Angina said it all. I'm getting goosebumps. That change the subject. Go on to something else.
Oh my god. Well, Tina Burner is another person whose personality is horrible, and I hate her for it. There's something about, I don't know, it's the sound of her voice that aggravates it just touched my spirit in a way to where I feel like I would have been Tamisha and cussed her out in the Untucked.
All right. Well, speaking of personalities that we can't get with, this is me. I don't know about. So one of the personalities that's really starting to irk my nerves. Got Mick.
Yes. I don't like her. Her, him, whatever the pronouns are, depending on what she got on. I don't like them. I don't like them.
Hold on. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready. Are you ready? I'm not doing this with you. Damn you. Just get your ass up here.
I thought I heard that bastard say he don't like them bald-headed drag queen. You lying to these people again?
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm good. Hello, Supremes.
Hey,
mother.
And I don't think we need to add an introduction, but
don't do all that. Just keep talking. Let's go. They know who I am. Come on, let's go.
So, but we were talking about we had just started talking about somebody's personality. You were talking about Got Mick. Mm-hmm. And Ebby, so listen, his pronouns are he, him, and his. But what I will say about Got Mick is the Got Mick's fashion and the way the way, and I say she is because again I refer to most of the girls in drag as she.
If you're in drag, I'm calling you she.
Yeah, I'm calling you she.
In drag, yeah.
When Got Mick, when she gets on stage, that look is really, really fucking together. And so I like her. I like her look. Her personality, I don't really think she has a personality. I think she just kind of follows the crowd. But what I will say is
she's very much a follower in terms of, What
I will say is she's smart and she takes cues very well because her performance in the Snatch Game, it was amazing.
Was one of the best I think we've ever seen. It's definitely in the top 5.
Yes. She takes those cues very well from other people and what to do. Because her intro was fucking legendary when she was like, "Oh, hey, Ru, I'm ready to." Oh, hi.
But that was cute.
That was hot. I give her that.
But can we talk about the Snatch Game for a moment? What annoys me? So every year we talked about this on our show. It's just like Project Runway. You always knew you were going to have to do a challenge for a big girl. So it was like, and you knew you was going to have to do like a menswear challenge. So why didn't you prepare? Like all of these girls come on this show knowing they have to do the Snatch Game. And some of these things that they did, I was like, but did you practice this with some? Even if you had to do it over Zoom, if I was gonna do the Snatch Game, I'd be like, okay, girl, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do my Snatch Game, and you're gonna pretend to be Ru, and you're gonna throw me questions. Here's my look. So we would practice this, but every year these girls just do. Some of these girls just do terribly, and I'm like. But you knew you was going to be on the side and do this.
Most of it is improv, and some people are just not that quick on the uptake to be able to. If you throw it to them, they can't. Even when you practice, you still get there and you get caught like a deer, and you like, and you get stuttering like Olivia when she tried to do Tabitha Brown. You forgot all your shit. She didn't do none of the catchphrases. Not like so, like that. That's your business. None of that shit.
Right. That's why. So if you're not a comedy queen, don't try to be a comedy queen. You practice and you have 5 responses that you will always give. It's the Snatch Game. Your answers don't have to make sense at all. Absolutely. So you have 5 answers that you give regardless of the question. And it's like, what's Tavis like? It's that. How about that? I mean, she could have just done that. And the one who disappointed me the worst was Elliot, because first of all, Rue McClanahan has no personality, no
At
shade,
all.
rest in peace.
At all.
She was supposed to be doing Blanche Devereaux, and she could have just said, "I'm doing Blanche Devereaux." But then you did a horrible Blanche. She could have talked about Big Daddy. I mean, it was like
Right.
that was like the easiest one. I mean, that was like the easiest thing that she could have done.
Well,
And
she couldn't have
job.
said she was doing Blanche Devereaux because that is a copyrighted character. So she had to be Rue McClanahan playing
we knew
Blanche
what she
Devereaux.
was doing, but she
We knew
still
what
did a
she was
terrible
doing.
job.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was
Listen,
terrible. Like you could.
One of something that I always say. Listen, I'm gonna put both of these in the same category. A drag queen on the microphone and just any butch queen on the microphone. Don't talk about not being on your toes. Don't talk about not being. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, Pam. No ham. No Sam. No glam. No nothing. You cannot put a microphone in front of this butch queen right here. You cannot. But you have to be on your toes when you're on the stage. And listen, and he's laughing because he knows good and damn well because that one down in that corner has said some shit where I'm just like, who are you?
Who you talking about, man? You talking about Spilly Boy?
He talking about Mother because Mother say some shit to have you like, what the?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
I will refer back to a pageant. I'm going to leave it unnamed where somebody asked something about why they decided to do drag, and this one out the middle of her chest came out and said, "Well, shit, I was too cute to be a boy." I said, "Who are you?" but again, he was on stage ready with all the answers, and every single time. So please don't tell me that you are going to do drag, you are going to be a butch queen in front of a mic, and you're not on your toes, you're not ready. No, ma'am. That's just unacceptable. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and point that one out there with the booty shirt on. Cause yes, ma'am. Because every year at the motherfucking Onyx Mid-Atlantic fucking gear show, there's always some bitch that tries you.
Always.
And the shutdown that ensues is always, and I'm just like, as soon as you hear him say something, you'll be like,
you're like, bitch, do you not realize that I have the microphone and you don't?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The kids love to try it.
So yeah, I just have a problem. Like, don't be on stage. Don't be anywhere in the public eye, and you're not quick on your feet. Why is you there?
Right.
All I'm going to say is go to the Alyssa Edwards school of doing a character. She did Mommy Dearest on the Snatch Game for All Stars. That bitch won't no goddamn mom. She just repeated the lines and was
That's
Alyssa
all
Edwards.
you have to do. That's literally all you have to do. You choose an iconic character and say shit that they would have said and just keep it moving.
Hence
but
Simone, because Simone took me down.
Wait a minute. I thought Simone was going to be terrible. I was like, "Oh, this could go.
I was nervous. I was nervous.
This could be bad." Because I was like, first of all, I was like, Harriet Tubman didn't even funny. I was like, I think this feels a little bit disrespectful when you recommended it. But
I ain't lying. I was nervous.
But wait,
can we talk about, go ahead.
Oh, can we talk about one of the biggest failures? One of the biggest fails was motherfucking Utica and Bob Ross.
Listen, mother, I'll let you start with the Utica before we get good.
Please. Because I'm going to cuss her out, so I'll be last. Go ahead.
Utica was one of my favorites at the beginning of the season, but baby, I'm ready for her ass to go the fuck on. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, mother. You can start. Utica, Bob, you go.
Can I get a glass of wine, please?
I don't have a lot to say. I just...
No. Y'all are talking. I'm trying to get a glass of wine. Y'all go ahead.
I know that's right.
Somebody else could take. I don't even. That's how bad it was. It's just that's all I have to say about it.
Well, let me say this. What pissed me off about the whole situation, and I said this in my review. What pissed me off was don't use fear of Black and cultural appropriation as an excuse for your fuck shit. You wanted to wear a damn squirrel wig, and you used that as an excuse to wear a damn squirrel wig because you thought it would be cute and you thought it would be funny. Ru told you Bob Ross' hair, that was his hair. It wasn't a wig. It wasn't implants. That was his hair. Richard Simmons, same thing. Like, don't use that. And I know that the Drag Race fans can be brutal. But my thing is, if they don't like you, they don't care. They'll not like you. It doesn't matter. So that wasn't your reason. You just wanted to wear that ugly ass, fucked up.
Because you spent a lot of time. You spent a lot of time making that bullshit ass wig, and you was like, "I'm gonna use this." But listen. I could even buy that if you were going to do that and turn it into some sort of a weird sort of whatever. Right. But the character was not funny.
Horrible.
At all.
Horrible.
And every Snatch Game doesn't. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be. I mean, yeah, you got to be funny. So again, this is one of those things where like, I'm gonna be as mad at your girlfriends as I am at you for not putting together some shit and being like, girl, this wasn't funny. Because listen, when Spiller Boy goes on Drag Race season 16,
speak it,
and when he goes on and he puts us together, I'm like, listen, baby, I want you to do as well as possible, and what you gave, it was not given what you think it gave. It really was not. And because I don't want you to look silly when you get out there on TV.
Those are the things you need, and those are the people you need in your corner. And Chet knows I'm not a comedy queen. I'm a regular old. I'm a old glam. That's I'm the glam thing. I just happen to be funny. So literally sitting around coming up with comedy, that's not my thing. So definitely, I have to bounce stuff off of people because that's not my lane. I've put myself into that lane. That's why I don't even understand the people who do the Snatch Game stuff or these acting challenges, because you got to go through all that during that process of auditioning, all those things. You've done all these things. So I don't even know how you get to be so bad on the show, because you've done it already for your audition.
And if you're going to do something like that, you have to. I really thought that Rose was going to do terribly, but she did cute with her Mary Queen of Scots,
because she made it ridiculous.
She made it ridiculous, and she also researched the character. But it wasn't hard to do. All you got to do is say some Scottish gibberish, because no one was going to understand what the fuck you say, and just throw in a couple of fucks and bitch in there, and it was funny. But that was the same reason that Little Edie was funny when
Jinx Monsoon,
when Jinx did it, because she really researched that character, and for a fact that she practiced that Jinx Monsoon in the fucking mirror hundreds of times, and which is what all of these girls should be doing. Whatever character they did, they should have been practicing and practicing and practicing. And I think all of their looks, just in general, except for Utica, their looks were fine for the character. But Tina
Burner, he looked at a fucking mess. Okay,
I actually love. Tina Burner was a mess because she didn't. First of all, Richard Simmons is a bad character to do. But if you were going to do it, all you got to do is turn everything into and 4 more.
Right, I said
and 3 more.
I said 2 more. I mean, at one point. And tried to make everybody do exercises. Like Richard Simmons was extra. If you ever saw Richard Simmons in his heyday, go on these talk shows, he was always up out of his seat, running around, being ridiculous and over the top. And it's like, if you were gonna do him, that's all you had to do. But
now what I will give. She's not one of my favorites as far as the performance of the Snatch Game. But what I will give Utica credit for the look when she just sat there and didn't say nothing. When she sat there and didn't say nothing,
she looked like it. That's what it looked like.
I don't agree.
I think she should have built a story around it. Like,
I felt like she should have had a canvas and been painting the whole fucking time.
Right.
Oh, y'all.
And then if she had said, all of the squirrels, I painted this painting and all the squirrels came out, and that's where if you want to do something like that, you got to build a story around it.
I agree. If she had connected it, then I okay, fine. But it was nothing. It was this. It just was. But see, that's what Utica's been doing, and that's why I said I started off really liking her. But that's why I got to the point where because I feel like everything you do has to be quirky and odd and different, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't. It's not in line, and it's no theme to it, and it doesn't make sense.
And if you got to explain it,
you knew
it
you were
doesn't
going to
work.
get dark and goth. Like
Exactly.
you knew what you were getting. Like, you know, when you have these quirky queens, like even as much as she got on everybody's nerves by the time it was over with, what's my girl? Y'all know the one with the dreadlocks and played the violin.
44.
Right. Even though she got on our nerves by the time it was over with, you knew what you were getting with her. It wasn't quirky just for the sake of quirk. Like that 70s challenge, I felt like Utica, you were just being different for the purpose of being different. And it threw off, for me, it threw it off because you can make the 70s fun without being that.
Right.
No. It was Denali's horrible outfit during the disco challenge that threw it off.
Well, we haven't talked about Denali yet. How do we feel about?
Because we forgot about her. Because she and her dimples can go home.
Name. I said, I'm still forgetting your name.
She's forgettable. That's just it. She's very forgettable. There are a few things that she's done that made her a blip on the radar, but she's very forgettable. And
even when they gassed her up about her performance as the Russian informant in the Rusical, I was like, I mean, it was all right. It wasn't all of that.
Right, exactly. It was all
right. You still didn't win.
No, she didn't.
So
right. It was all right. Okay, so we're down to, let's talk about Olivia and then we'll talk about Symone. What Miss Olivia?
Had her first bad week.
I want Olivia to stop repeating other people's looks.
Wait, say it again, Abby. You want her to do what?
I want her to stop repeating people's looks. She used Muse's wig. She repeated Symone's boxer look. Why is there so much repeating going on? Is everybody using the same stylist? What's happening? What's going on? I don't understand. Daughter.
I've never noticed that. Now it's gonna be all that I see.
The other thing, they all came from the same place.
They
all came from the same place, so their aesthetic is going to be kind of similar. Because if you ever notice, she came out the one day, she looked just like goddamn Manila Luzon. Exactly.
True.
Like that yellow dress. All she needed was
that's true. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
I can see.
So you got to give a little bit, Abby, for where they're from. Yeah.
I like Olivia.
I don't want you. I like her.
I
like her, but
don't do me.
do I really? Yeah. Repeat it once, shame on me. Repeat it twice, shame on you. If she come out in somebody else's look, but you came out in that look after that person has already done the look, so you couldn't.
But what
throw something together right quick.
What you supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, you packed it already, so yeah.
They list the things when they prepared it at home. They really don't have time to redo it. That ain't nothing but some bullshit.
Right.
They prepared their looks before they left.
She could have at least done a different wig, because when
I
say from head to toe, it was Symone's look, just in a different color.
Yeah.
From head to toe, it was just pink instead of red.
What do you do?
Symone.
I love Symone. I just need her to use a little bit
titties.
less. Get some titties and use a little bit less Vaseline or whatever she's using on her skin.
Oh no, I love that.
Because it's
I want you to
so
look like an
shiny.
I love it.
I agree. I think it's a lie.
Vaseline.
Whatever it is.
It's that leftover pork chop grease. That what she did was she just kind of slathered that on. That's what that is, because she was eating it, right? And it was just falling down. So then she was just slathering on. That's what it's extra pork chop grease. We all know the shine. Listen, we listen. Plenty of us have Southern grandmothers. We know that pork chop grease shine. We know what that is.
So what she not gonna be is ashy on national TV. That's what
exactly.
I know.
Well, that's true. So I mean,
ashy,
if your choices are shiny and ashy, I'd go with shiny every
I'll
day.
take shiny. Exactly. Now I really need her to have some titties. That little yellow outfit, even if she had a breastplate on and she didn't even have to put on a shirt, she could have had the straps over just to cover the nipple part. That would have led that outfit to be a little bit more.
I will say that. From what I know, breastplates are not cheap, so I will assume that that's part of the issue. That's like an investment. But I will say that one thing I appreciate the most about Symone, is that she takes every opportunity to put Black people on shine in some way. Like, for real Black people, like, it's clear that every look has a message, and every message is well thought out. So I can appreciate that. So even if I don't love the look, I love the thought that goes into it, and it's always well put together. So even if it's not my absolute favorite, like, I didn't think she had on a fascinator this week, but I loved that white dress that turned around and had the bullet holes in the back. I just thought that was a great statement. And how she
took a candle. Is that what it was? No, she was supposed, because the hat was like a flame, and it's like the candles that they hold at a
music. Now, yeah.
I think that's what that.
Oh, really?
I think that's what
maybe that's what that was. Okay. And I loved how, like, she literally took every second of her audio time to say their names. Like, she didn't just, like, it wasn't some bull. And I appreciate that she actually is, walking the walk and not just talking, literally walking the walk and not just talking the talk.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. Natalia in the chat is like, so I just need, I love Symone, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I do. I need a breastplate, some padding, something. I'm sorry. But I feel like, and this is where Michelle Visage pisses me off, I feel like when it's people she likes, those are the kinds of things that she lets pass. If she didn't like Symone, she would have said something about
Red for the filth, yes.
She would have come for Symone 5 different ways by now. But because, same thing with Got Mick, they've been letting Got Mick get away with stuff that if they didn't like Got Mick, oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, listen, I think that part of the reason that Got Mick is not getting as hard a criticism as I think that he could get is because they don't want to appear transphobic, because they're already trying to overcome stuff. And some of the stuff that they did, it was like when Ru says, "May the best drag queen win" instead of the best woman. But I was like, but you're calling yourselves drag queens, which implies women. So that seems like an unnecessary adaptation on my part, because I get if you because what does it say? She used to say, "Gentlemen, start your engines and may the best woman win." Now, I can get saying racers. Instead of gentlemen, because you think of people like Peppermint or other people that when they came to the show did not identify as men. But every person on that stage is performing as a drag queen, which to me is a woman. So, but I mean, I'm not going to put a whole lot into it. I mean, at least Ru is trying to step it up into the 21st century. And, all we needed to do was stop, letting them frack on her land, and then we'd be good.
So, listen, I have a couple different thoughts on this. And so James and I, we've had these conversations before about, so I personally think we've had probably 4 different trans women on the show, maybe 5, I think. Monica Beverly Hills, Peppermint, Got Mick,
Morgan McMichaels. Oh no, it was either Morgan McMichaels or Sonique.
It's Sonique, not Morgan McMichaels.
Okay, Sonique. It was Sonique. Okay.
And so I do
and Carmen,
who started on.
Carmen, that's right. I forgot Carmen. I believe that coming onto this show, listen, I think that many of them have used this as a vehicle to get to start their careers or their fame. You knew before you came on the show.
Oh, that's right. Gia Gunn too.
Gia Gunn and Monica Beverly Hills. Monica Beverly Hills is trans too.
You knew before you came on the show. You may have chosen this platform to announce it, but you knew before you came on this show. Now, I'm not even mad at you because you're taking advantage of the opportunity, but you knew before you came on this show. You knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Peppermint said that she had already started transitioning, but she didn't she didn't say it on the show or anything like that. But she had already,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to probably have some more because as I'm looking at this cast, there's one that I'm thinking might be, I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion.
Who?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't say that.
Okay, damn. All right.
Because, girl, what you don't want to do is blow up on the internet for the wrong reason.
I know that's true. You're right. You don't want to put it out there, honey. You don't want to put it out there. All right, I'm gonna start with you, Spill It Boy. Who are your top 4 right now? Who are your top 4?
Who I think is going to be there is Utica, Symone, Rose, and Olivia.
All right. Dominion, top 4. And I noticed the distinction. He didn't say who his top 4 was. He said who he thinks.
My top 4 is already gone.
Right. Well, a significant. Well, frankly, I'm gonna keep it real cute. I loved Elliot with 2 T's. I thought I was going to hate her so much, but I think some of her looks have just absolutely floored me because she got that sort of stank face that just sort of works with the looks that she was giving. So I loved Elliot with 2 T's, but she's gone now. So I guess my top 4 of the kids that are remaining are Symone, Gottmik, Rose, and I guess Olivia, but I'm not really feeling Olivia like that. Something about Olivia's like, oh yeah, I got it. But it's something about Olivia annoys me kind of way. It's like Olivia seems like the kind of person who will be like, but teacher, didn't you say that was extra credit? She seems like that kind of bitch. And that's that something about that really just like irks my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she'll probably be there. But I mean, I'm rooting for everybody black, but I mean, she ain't my favorite.
I forgot about Gottmik. Take Utica out. Not Utica, take Rose out. Throw Rose away and put Gottmik.
Yeah.
Now I'm laughing at Abby. All right.
She is tickled.
Right. I'm sorry. That thing took me. Okay. Not the one way. Because I had a visual of her being
All right. Epic, your top 4.
So my top 4, who's going to make it to the top 4 is going to be Gottmik, Tina, Symone.
Did y'all see his face when he said Tina?
And Olivia. I think that's going to be the top 4. That's going to be the top 4. They're not my top 4, but I think that's who's going to make the top 4.
Right. Gotcha. Baby?
My top 4 is Tamisha, Lala Reed, Symone. Why you bullshit? Who else is black on this show?
Right.
RuPaul. Boom. That's my top 4. I can't. I don't like none of them other heifers. I'm sorry. Listen. Whoever is gonna be there, I'm probably not gonna like them. And if Symone doesn't win, I just want to throw the whole season in the trash. Done.
Exactly.
Well, she not.
I don't think Simone's gonna win.
She's gonna be that 4th one, and then she's gonna fall off at the finale. She'll be the first to go, like the black person in the horror movie. See, girl.
You know what I feel like, unfortunately, is going to happen?
They're going to give it like that stinking ass Gottmik because they overhype her in them little raggedy fashions of hers.
So wait a minute.
But I feel like there might be a pathway for Candy to sneak her way into the top 4. Listen,
she barely made it out of last episode.
I am not in support of her. But listen, in a world where Silky Nutmeg Ganache made the top 4, anything is possible.
Well,
I think that was possible because I actually like Silky Ganache. I don't like that.
If the we is you, the we is not me, because I couldn't stand Silky Nutmeg Ganache from the jump.
If you put Silky and Candy together,
well, of course, Silky. I mean, I'm not saying that Silky didn't have something.
But I'm saying competing against one another. I truly believe that Silky would whoop all up on Candy.
Oh, of course.
I feel like Silky would wear her out.
Yeah, she would. So I'm not a fan of Candy's, but what I will say Candy might get, what she might get, and she's in a running, but for that might be Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality.
Wait.
That's the wrong answer.
But that is just because she's made a presence. That's it. I didn't say
it's
that.
Not a good presence. It's not like she has anything warm. It's not like anything is warm. Don't the cast vote on Miss Congeniality?
Yeah, the cast votes on Miss Congeniality.
But she ain't finna win.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That don't mean that that doesn't mean that Miss Congeniality. That doesn't mean that the judgment is going to be fair. That doesn't mean it's going to be right. But I'm just saying that's what she might, and I'm talking about in my best motherfucking Maddie Moss Clark might. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't see it.
You don't see it for her?
For Candisha Mooshmouth, I don't see it for her.
Did you just call her Candisha Mooshmouth?
That's what I call her. Yes, that's what I call her.
Own it. Listen, own it.
Let me write this down. Let me write this down. I think we need to incorporate this on the show now for women. Candisha
Mooshmouth.
Yeah,
that's her name. Her arrogance has far outseated her talent.
Yes,
she can.
And that's the worst thing to do on a show like this to just listen. Just don't say nothing. Like with all of those things, like we were talking about this on our show too. Like whenever they get in the back and they start talking about, well, who do you think went home? I would be like, girl, I don't give a fuck. I know it's not me going home. Listen. This is my standard answer. I don't know who's going home. I know it's not me. And all of you girls are cute in different ways, but I hope all of y'all go home. So that's what it boils down to. What you're not going to do is pin me into a corner and have me, saying, oh, well, I think Epic should go home. Oh, I think Spiller Boy should go home. So then they can have their confession. It's like, did this bitch just say I should go home? Oh, I got his ass. No, girl, I think you all should go home because I'm the winner of this shit.
Exactly. Like, clearly, I came here to win, so all y'all gonna go home before me, but you won't get that soundbite. Now, Mitchell, I would say that before last week, but if you saw Untucked last week, Utica, the girls called Miss Utica out for being two-faced now. So I don't know about that. Had they not done that,
I think it might. If anything, if she gets that far, it'll be Olivia who gets Miss out before.
They think that they already said that she's hiding a bitch on the inside.
Yeah, they said that about Olivia.
She called somebody out last
week.
I got a feeling that they're going to pull one and they're going to name the old bitch Miss
Tamisha.
Yep.
I could see that.
In the end, she ended up being like the mother to everybody. She told them about the ball.
Right, and other than Candy, everybody liked her.
Exactly. Yeah. I think my old girlfriend, honey.
And then even Candy at the end, it seemed like they, sort of made up or whatever. A lot of times they make that shit out to be a lot more than it was. It was like you could have had like a negative word with a bitch one time for like 5 minutes and they built it into a whole season long, whatever. And then also they ask you leading questions in those confessional. Like you probably wouldn't have thought about it, but they had been like, hey, Spiller Boy, what the fuck do you think that about what Ebby said? I think that was fucked up. And then all you're doing is responding to the question, but then they make it seem like y'all got this beef going on when no, you were just responding to what the fuck the question was.
But no, that altercation was 30 seconds from becoming physical because Tamisha walked up on that bitch so slowly. She said, I ain't gonna be too many more of your bitches in here. Now you may pop corn, you may pop jacks, but what you're not gonna pop is me, bitch. I said,
Tamisha was getting ready to pull a motherfucking razor blade out from underneath that wig. I was here for it. Listen, I was here for it. I was here for it because I was like, when she started off and she said, "Little girl," I said, "Oh God!"
Right, the little girl.
That's what you do. I was like, "Oh no."
And Candy may have actually. I'm sure she didn't really like Tamisha. I think she made up out of necessity. Do you know the House of Iman?
There's some raggedy motherfuckers.
That's how you make up to avoid an ass whooping.
Well, listen, Lala Reese said,
String of ass whoopings.
Lala Reese said, "I know that hoe. She liked to fight."
Yeah, and when I say raggedy, I mean like they jumping on motherfuckers. They
They're very talented bunch of children.
Yes, they are.
And they don't play.
Yeah.
Listen, I too choose violence all the time, so I understand and respect it. Listen, it just is. Listen, you may pop a lot of things, but one thing you're not gonna pop is me.
The girls don't respect peace and quiet. The girls do not respect peace and quiet.
They don't.
They only respect it when you get in their face because they listen. My grandmother, I don't know if it was my grandmother. I feel like I'm making this up, but somebody in my life once said, "You gotta kick a little ass to get some respect."
And listen, and that ain't a lie. That ain't a lie. That ain't a lie.
That's not.
Gotta get them up off of you. Gotta get them up off of you. All right. So
it worked, yeah.
Right, exactly. I don't know if it's a lie, but it worked. Last
we gotta clean them up, honey.
Who going home? Predictions for who goes home this week. Whose turn is it? I mean, whose time is
Utica.
it to go home? Let's start with you, Epic. Whose time is it to go home?
So I am torn between Utica and Candy at this particular point. One of them got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot inside of a coffin. That's who I'm saying. It's something is just like they're a little unstable for me right now.
Utica, who's the other one? I'm sorry.
The Unforgotten. I think the Unforgotten is going home.
Denali.
Yeah,
just the Forgotten.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Really, B, you asked me. I was saying Utica or Candy. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay, Utica or Candy. Okay.
Yeah. And so James said Denali.
Okay. Dominion, who you got?
It's either Utica or Cadillac for me.
Cadillac coupe.
Denali, Cadillac, Hyundai.
I knew he said when he said Denali. Listen, I'm not doing this with y'all.
I said what I said.
Home? Who's going home, Abby? Who's going home?
Abby is beside herself.
Get herself together.
I just noticed this. Do you see Miss Candy sitting up there in the screen next to Dominion? Don't she look like she got a fart?
She does. You know what? She really does.
Not doing this.
And she tried to do it like all silent, like nobody's gonna notice.
Very Elvis Presley-ish.
Yes.
Oh, I would
Abby,
I'm sorry.
No, listen.
You fine, mother.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing for me. You know how the white gays love to compare themselves to Mean Girls, and I don't think that's a good reference. And I always tell somebody, like, listen, girl, you can be as mean as you want, but you try to shit with me, and I will fuck you up.
Basically.
So I just don't like the idea that you are modeling yourselves after the Mean Girls. I don't. And so when they said that immediately put me in a negative mind frame for all of them, because I was like, that's not a. I don't think
and
that's
Gottmik is not even
thing.
one of the good plastics. She's the stupid one that
right.
She's trying to make fetch happen.
She's going to be the sacrificial lamb of the plastics, and she's going to be the first to go because she's a non-fighting, non-stand. She doesn't have a. For me, like I said, she doesn't have a personality, and she just follows right along with the rest of them. That's just how I feel about her.
That bitch is nasty.
Listen.
I'm not here for it. I don't know who's going home, but I really hope it's Candy. I'm done. I'm over it. I really hope it's Candy this week.
Jaded Nerd said that Denali is this season's Jan.
Really?
I mean, spot the lie though.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Yeah, I know Jada be throwing them little zingers in there. Y'all know how Jada do.
Listen, okay. So we voting on Candisha. She the one that's leaving.
I mean, we got. I think it's a tie for Candy or Denali.
What are they doing this week? What is they doing? Is they doing a sketch? What is they doing this week?
They're doing it's the makeover this week that they're gonna make each other over.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go real bad. Let me tell you why that's gonna go real bad. Let me tell you why this is gonna be real bad, and this is why Candy is gonna go home. And I'm trying not to be haterish about Candy, but I think she does an okay job of painting her face. But none of her skills has led me to believe that those skills are. I mean, listen, anybody can learn to paint their own fucking face. I mean, you do it often enough. But nothing about her level of talent has led me to believe that she's a makeup artist,
right? Because that's a different skill set,
right? To be able to paint other people's faces successfully. So right. I'm not seeing it for her. So it's either going to be her or Olivia that goes home based on that, because I don't see Olivia being able to successfully paint other people's faces either.
This is the week to be Got Mixed partner, though. This is definitely the week to be Got Mixed partner.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Well, no, not if you can't paint nobody else's face, because if you fuck her face up and she beat you to perfection, your ass is going home.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Right.
If you have her looking like Boo Boo okay.
Well, that'll be cute. That'll be cute if you get to choose your own partner, because aren't they in the Mean Girls together? Aren't Candy and Got Mick in the Mean Girls together? So if they choose each other and Got Mick beats the hell out of Candy's face, and then Candy got Mick looking like Ronald McDonald.
But are they doing that, or are they bringing other people in?
No,
they're doing each other.
They're pairing them up and they're doing it.
They're gonna be fighting.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be fighting. Oh, it's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna give you very passive aggressive White Valley Girl shade versus not at all passive but very aggressive Brooklyn shade.
They're gonna be fighting. Now I don't know who's gonna do whose makeup, but it's gonna be a fight.
God make her little nasty self. She's gonna be mad as fuck at whoever paints her face because she is a professional makeup artist.
It's not gonna be good enough, no matter what anybody does.
It's not gonna be good enough. They should put her motherfucking ass with Candy.
I'm ready for it. I live.
That bitch with Candy and have her sitting over there looking like somebody's nephew. No shade.
With that harsh ass jawline.
Baby, I'm gonna sit downstairs and give this honey. Like Greg is sitting in that corner when the pastor died, honey.
Listen, it's gonna be like Franklin Fuentes. Ooh, this thing looking quite harsh.
Oh, see.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it. Well, I told you guys we would be an hour. It's been an hour and 3 minutes. The show started 8 minutes ago. So I thank you guys for being here. So let me say this. First of all, if you are not already subscribed to, please make sure you guys are subscribed to Abby Reviews. Please make sure you guys are subscribed to Spill It Boy TV. It is spelled the same way you see it on the screen. And for Epic and Dominion, you guys follow them on their YouTube channel. I'm dropping the link again. We've been dropping it throughout this live, but they have their own show over on YouTube as well. Hold on, don't tell me because I'm gonna get it right. The BGKH show.
Yes, and that's the link.
It's what YouTube. The initials stand for. Y'all gotta go log in Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. They'll tell you at the beginning of every episode. They'll tell you what it stands for. If you want to know, you gotta go over there and find out. So please make sure that you guys are subscribed to all of my guests. I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. You know, whenever I call, y'all come, and I appreciate it. I really do. It's love.
Of course, dear.
Thank you, Epic. Thank you, Dominion. Thank you, Mother. Don't do that. Look at Mother. Look at Mother. Look. I feel some shade. Look.
No, I came. I was a little late, but I was I was actually watching the show.
Wait, you was watching?
I was enjoying y'all, but I just was sitting there watching the motherfucker.
Did you forget you was invited to be on the show?
I love her. But I was recording, y'all. So I was just sitting there watching. I was like, this is some good shit.
Wow.
It be like that. Shit. I was proud.
Well, thank you for being proud, but
You said, get your motherfucking ass on that. I did. I got caught up. I was like,
Oh, we got the first little bit of tea from Nerd Guru 1986. Candy and Gottmik a partner. So, this is about to be a whole ass mess.
This gonna be a mess.
I can't listen. I can't watch this. I gotta record the show and then speed through.
Watch it. So
I can't.
Exactly.
Right. I'm definitely gonna wait till around 8:30 before I start watching. So
Isn't that the best? Because then you can just.
Yes. We were talking about that earlier on my other live. We were talking about the good, the old days when you couldn't fast forward through commercials and you couldn't DVR everything, and you had to
you had to have patience back then because
you had to have patience. Right. Ooh.
I just stopped using VHS last week.
On that note, good night. Good night, everybody. I'm not doing it.
Thank you for everything. I really appreciate